The inept court system are bungling the best-laid plans of the perverse and crooked establishment. And so it goes amongst the New York elite, who are now in yet another panic after a list of alleged clients of the student prostitute in the Sarah Lawrence sex cult case was inadvertently published online.
We're back covering the shocking allegations against Lawrence Ray, a 60-year-old dad accused of starting a sex cult with his daughter's college classmates after getting out of prison. He's now facing claims that he subjected his alleged victims to sexual and psychological manipulation and physical abuse. But long before these sex cult accusations came to light, Lawrence was a well-connected world traveler whose friends included former New York City Police Commissioner Bernie Kerik, who joins us now.
And to give you an idea, Doc, of the spectrum of people that he was around, he called me up from an airplane one time, and he said, pick me up at JFK. I'm coming into JFK. I've got some friends. And as he got off the plane and he was walking toward my car, I'm looking out the window, and I said, wow, I said, this guy that he's walking with, he really looks like President Mikhail Gorbachev of the Soviet Union.
Gosh.
And he puts Mikhail Gorbachev in the backseat of my car. Another time, he picks up the phone in my car. He calls the Commandant of the United States Marine Corps, General James Jones. Another time, he invites me to a private dinner, and I walk in, and it's him, Governor Mario Cuomo, and Senator Robert Torselli of New Jersey.
Just as quickly as the list was under seal, it was released. A mad attempt to undo the damage was ongoing, but unfortunately for them, the Daily Mail acquired a copy of the 121 names that only scraped the surface. According to the Daily Mail, the now released document is an exhibit admitted in the federal case against 62-year-old Larry Ray, who is charged with operating a sex cult out of his daughter's dorm room at Sarah Lawrence College.
After years of allegations about unspeakable abuse against young people he met as college students, 60-year-old Lawrence Ray was arrested at this New Jersey home on Tuesday.
One of his daughter's roommates and one of the female victims in the indictment were in the residence at the time.
According to the indictment, Ray held so-called therapy sessions in his daughter's dorm, alienating several of the victims from their parents after earning their trust. The document says he controlled them by using verbal and physical abuse, which escalated after he and some of the victims later moved to New York City. The indictment also charges Ray with depriving his victims of food and sleep and taking explicit pictures of some of them. Prosecutors say he accused them of lying and stealing, and in response, they say he asked for money, eventually extorting nearly $1 million.
Ray directed his victims to obtain money for him by other means, by draining their parents' savings, and worse, forced labor and prostitution.
Ray is also accused of demanding taped confessions from his victims for supposed crimes they committed.
Are you making this by your own free will?
Yes.
In this video uploaded in 2017, an apparently disoriented young woman says she tried to poison Ray, an unsubstantiated allegation.
Did you in fact poison me?
Yes.
Among the Johns on the list are a top executive at the Gap clothing firm and her husband. They were one of two married couples that were included. A former New York State Supreme Court judge is also named. Another alleged client is a painter who has studios in Manhattan's East Village and in Italy. A third, an architect famous for designing colleges and university buildings. An investment executive who was also a pedophile in Jeffrey Epstein's infamous Little Black Book of Contacts. Other names include a hedge fund manager who has his name on a museum on a building in New York, a Washington, D.C. lobbyist, and an international diamond dealer. Also included is an executive at the Metropolitan Transit Authority, an account executive at Amazon, and a veteran travel writer. Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Keith Raniere, Allison Mack, Peter Nygaard, and now Larry Ray. They will all merely be replaced to supply the debauched elite with the flesh for their fantasy lifestyle. Meanwhile, they continue to pervert our own children with their demonic policies. John Bound reporting.